And yeah, let's see what's going to happen.
This is a lot tighter week for Group B than it ever was for Group A, right? Group A certainly had some teams that were just jumping right up there.
Yeah.
For Group B, this is still anyone's game. Even if you are in 16th place, all it would take is a quick couple of turnarounds and the job is yours.
We are far, far, far from done. Still got 20 games to play. So believe me, what one team can do in one game, you can do in the other. It's just all about preparation, knowledge, awareness, and of course the skill set to take out the opponents when you're on your line of sight.
7. Back to Pochinki. It's all theirs now. We've kind of solidified that that's how it's going to work out there for them. We've got North George for Swarm. PG are going to have to go and just play around there.
This is an interesting split from Tarlans. I've seen it happen before, and I've seen it done before. The only thing is you're alone split. I mean, the split looting is normally not an issue at all. But normally you do it out in Gatka, you do it out on the mansion, split on the east side. You can do it down by farm. When you're split looting in the middle of the map and teams are rotating through, teams are landing by you to get vehicles and stuff, it can become extremely dangerous.
And this is the second time they've done it today. But I can see why they're going back to it because today's been a good day for them. All things considered. Oh, my Lord.
I was just smiling.
How are we getting 2 military base games?
We didn't get anyone on the first day, right? They're just compensating.
Well, for AK, they do truly have the magnet. Everywhere they've gone, so has the circle.
Yeah, they have, they went north, they get a northern circle, they go back down south, and they get a military game once more. So clearly, wherever 4AK goes, just consider going where they go, because they tend to get the circle with them.
Now, 4AK, I'm going to say one thing. If this does end up on military base, this is your time to shine and show us that you truly are the military team and no one wins on your island. You've allowed it once, but now it's time to say that was just a fluke. This is all ours. It's all ours to play for.
Northern Lights showed it when they were playing in Group A last week. And here they have a chance to do just the same. It's a little more pressure too, because just because you loot, I don't even know, just because you loot Yasnaya doesn't mean that you have to win the game because it's Yasnaya ending, right? Because a lot of things could happen prior to that. It's just like, that's just a thing with the team looting military always.
It's
like
separate, yeah. It's like, it's your island, especially when you've got no one in Nova, it truly is yours. There should be like, I am the king of the base. And you're
it's kind of rude pressure to put on the guys, I feel like, in a way, because no one else has the same type of pressure whatsoever.
Well, as a pro player, you've got to deal with pro pressure, and that's what I'm going to deliver to them.
Oh, yeah.
And now I expect them to deliver me a win.
Now, one thing I'm interested in seeing here is the previous military game we had Elgiganten out east looting there, and we had VG looting not where they are right now. They were looting down with Winside, but because they're not consisting there, that allows for Winside to cross over. They're already driving, as you saw just before. They've already made their push over across the bridge. But how will VG play this one from the east side? We haven't seen them have to make these sort of pushes from here so far. We saw Moonwolf super hungry in taking down the Elgiganten team previously, and if these guys are not aware of that, worst comes to worst, that could be 4 guys, 1 boat, 1 big explosion, boom, 4 points for Moonwolf.
And I'm glad you pointed this out with Winside, because they came 6th on the last military base circle earlier today. But what they also able to do is they held the bridge for a while as well. This time they've already gone across. They're not looking to try and hold it because there's multiple teams that come across. They've got a different position to play from. Moon is taking its time to come over, but it's not really a scary fort yet. 7 already making their way down as well. So teams do want to fast get over. And Desperados, again, they're just going to go for the boat play.
Yeah, I mean, it worked last time, so why not do it once more? They get themselves 1 boat. Calvin sends it over quickly to hold off the back, shoot the other guys get in the boat immediately. And that's one thing I like to see. Sometimes you take the 2 boats and you just go kind of side by side. You can see there are only 2 boats in between the bridges. That's how it is. Same thing with the esports vehicle spawns. You get those hard spawned boats as well. There are only this boat right here that we see, and the 1 boat that Calvin took just before. Anything else is on the east side of the east bridge, on the west side of the west bridge, and they've taken both of them. So they can just sit on the other side now and go like, guys, come to us, because we know you have to swim across. You ain't got no vehicles to
Look at this
take
awesome
the way
camera
anyway.
work. We get to see the cars go by. It's a bit of F1 racing in the form of 7, as they'll be making their way across the Western Bridge, and they're going to go over thick and fast, because last time they were just chilling. They took a little while longer to get across. They were a bit slower on it, and then they ended up on the hill, but they took the win.
Last time they were uncontested in the crossing and they went left immediately. This time around, I'm looking to see if Winside might try and put up a fight as they come driving on past them. Nope, seems like they'll take a right turn right as they come on over. Split a bit on the hillsides, maybe take some control. Denethor down here, all by himself. He was like, oh, should I get there? Oh, no, no, man, I'm just going to run back inside the house. Maybe if they come to him, closing all the doors, hiding inside, could be the difference maker and getting a kill in the beginning of the game. There's a plane.
Beautiful plane.
It's a Hercules. Isn't that what they're called? The big, like, transporter planes? I'm pretty sure it's a Hercules plane.
You mean?
No, Hercules, like the Greek guy. Or the Disney hero.
I only know a plane called Hurricane that's that size. That's all I'm saying.
No, Hurricanes, they're like the small, like, fighter jets, right? I think it's a Hercules plane. In any case, doesn't really matter at all because VG are indeed in the situation we just talked about before. The only difference being that it's not Moonwolf shooting. This time around, it's for us trying to apply the pressure. Scopes aren't really what you want them to be, but 4 guys, 1 boat. This is not the kind of game you want, and Azarino already gone down.
Oh, VG, you've got to be careful here.
It's gonna go boom. There's no way it's not. They got the shots lined up now.
Oh, no.
That's Soda running himself over, and now they're all in the water. I'm sorry if I jinxed anything there, but I could just see it happening. I knew that something like this was gonna happen. Kill points are so damn valuable, and if you're for us or if you're Moonwolf, knowing that a team sits on the Pavka, there's just no way they're not going to take those boats.
But Moonwolf now, they've said, all right, for us, you want to do that? Well, you took a couple of our kills, we'll take a couple of you.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense. Try and go for it. I mean, you're on the edge anyway. It's not like you're anywhere near the circle. For VG, there is one miracle world where they get somehow to Military Island, but I don't think that's the one we're living in.
I'd hate if they had to swim it as well. That'd be horrible.
Yeah, that's really damn fun. They're already in the blue, so they're taking damage. Aaliyah, though, as we see, landing some shots over towards Ensalenso. Caught behind the rock now. We have Pelsish further up the hill. Ensalenso gets knocked, so that's going to leave Pelsish all to himself. He does get help from the other side, though, but they're not near enough to apply immediate pressure.
Ensalenso's just going to put himself out in the open, and this is a scary spot for him to be in. Yeah. Smoke's going to try and give him some extra cover there, but Swarm could easily finish him off.
Bit of a pirate battle going on between Elgiganten and PG as well. Tarlans sitting on the other side of the water. We'll try and chime in on this one too. Aaliyah wants to get some damage in because, again, these guys, look what they're fighting. We have a military circle, and Quickmath and Swarm are fighting in cube.
My God, this is so crazy. It's like the circle's in. Yes, it's only phase 1, but your rotation over means less space, less opportunity.
Yeah.
You're fighting here. You could potentially lose a couple of players. There's not much to be won here.
I mean, the victor here will get whatever is left of first aids and whatnot from the corpses or the crates from the other players. So that's all good and fun. But as you can see here, they're just in a stalemate. No one's peeking right now. No one's daring to do anything, and they're just wasting a time that, well, honestly, they should have both been spending on rotating.
The final 2 VG players that's still alive are still swimming to try and get back into Milter Power.
And they're nowhere near. They're halfway there. They're halfway there, and I think they're also, at this point, probably pretty low on HP.
Yeah, that's you're kind of struggling at this point. This is not what you want. As Winside, our previous winners, will find themselves getting gifted Rue taken out. Grabic's the one to do it, and Se7en, they start off with the kills.
So many teams not having committed yet. Imagine this one somehow going north and ending on the main island. That would be horrible and hilarious at the same time, but that's normally a thing that goes hand in hand when it comes to content in PUBG.
Shaxi finds a nade going his way. It's Stella to do it, and they've not been as active today as I was giving them credit for, right, and how it all turned around.
They did get a win, though, so that's pretty active. Not to counter what you're saying, but on the contrary, I actually believe it. I mean, I agree with you that they haven't, I mean, outside of that one win they had, we haven't seen a whole lot of action from them, the same way that they've been able to pick up kills early and stuff from the previous games. BG, blop.
They're done. No, so what I mean is not so much on the win, but I mean Estella being the aggressive team early on, right, and seeing them get plenty of frags. We saw it maybe on the beginning of the game where they did get the win, but all the other games previously that we've seen so far on Erangel and Miramar, they were always just around their compound, shooting as a team, applying pressure, making sure they were delivering it in that sense.
One of the things could be, I mean, 2 things could be the fact that we've had 2 military games. Another thing could be the fact that they have now, out of war, looting Rostock, that's close to them. They also have Tarlans, 2 games they've been up there and around, so they can't really position themselves. They don't have as much freedom to move around and take control as they have been able to do previously on Erangel. Guys, the circle is the other way. The circle is the other way. Just get going already.
It's going to be phase 3 damage before they've even got in. If they continue,
I mean, they can make it. They can make it if they have the meds needed. I hope they do. It's still only, I think it's 0.8 damage per tick. So it's, I mean, it would take a long time for them to get anywhere close to killed. But again, it's a lot of time spent on the wrong side of the map.
Well, I'm glad they're deciding to run away from it and back away, but they've all wasted a lot of time in doing this.
Yeah, we got multiple teams in here too. Nokia is down here. His teammates have gone once again from that hilltop position in the center of the southern side. Nokia's left by himself. Stella will start rotating for us, also left on the other side.
Now PG-18. They continue to impress on multiple levels. Not just nail it, but yesterday they had good games. Today they've come back in and had that obviously 10 kills on top of the placement points. It was strong stuff coming out from them. So it's interesting to see what else they can do when it comes down to it now. Especially playing in such a hard circle like this where we've still got a lot of water down in the south.
Now, fortunately for anyone trying to make their rotations in from the north, the circle did shift down south, and because I guess you can say positions are so hard to come by anywhere south of the military base itself, the majority of teams have left that northern side open, so there's plenty of room for teams to rotate over. But as we can see here, Moonman is actually driving across in that direction. Seems like Noki is going to take a couple of shots in his direction. Lassa is there to help him out as well, and for now, he's staying alive somehow. I'm not sure exactly how he got to drive through that one. But Moleman and Stella, I'm not sure if they're expecting someone to be around here. What's happening? Because they're moving in slowly and they're kind of creeping around that northern edge.
3D Max have had multiple games now where they've been incredibly slow on their rotation over, but it might benefit them this time around, like you said, with the circle shifting down south. Stella's still looking for it, though.
Yeah.
So they don't want to get picked off in the water. That would be the worst thing here.
Moleman going into that vehicle could be the difference maker, and Noki staying alive or not, because, of course, the sound from his own car is going to obscure some of the audio that another vehicle is driving on right next to him.
I'm liking 4AK's position here. They got a lot of ground covered us within the military base. If anyone wants to potentially rotate near them or close to them or through them.
Only issue being that now we do see the new circle, and should they, even if they do get it, they don't. But had they had that circle there with one entrance to the building you're in on both sides, I mean, especially these bunkers that Northwest and Navokia is sitting in, if a team finds out you're there and you get any kind of pinned in there, it's practically impossible to leave.
Art of War have got the bridge, and Swarm and Quickmath are still going to come over. This is not going to be pretty if Art of War want to hold strong. Tony Sosa's not in the vehicle. He looks ready to shoot on into some of these teams doing it. 2U is taking a lot of damage regardless of this.
Shots are being fired already. Tony is out on the bridge. Misa is still alive. You can see him just waiting now. The shots are flying. Once goes down, and that's going to be all of Quickmath eliminated.
Quickmath did not do the math when it came down to the time. They paid the price for it. Teams waited for him to come over. And now Swarm are saying, well, we're aware what's going to happen. We'll probably heal up in this before we go across. But either way, it's not going to be pretty.
Also, I mean, honestly, with this point, Circle 3, it's, again, not maximal damage. They got 2 kills on the northern side. That's a couple of meds coming their way. Tank it out. Art of War cannot, with the place they're in right now and how they're positioning, they cannot risk sitting around. You can see they're leaving already. There's no way in hell they should try and get those couple of kills and tank the blue for that long.
4AK got plenty of nades coming out towards them. They've moved out of their position and now been put the pressure on it from Desperados.
As I say that, though, they might actually be baiting it. You saw 2 of the players from Art of War taking the vehicles and driving away. Oh, Rippy, he's cutting into his vehicle too. Memo, you gotta call it. You gotta say vehicle coming, vehicle coming. This could be kills coming in. Buster, the one on screens in the meantime. Trying to stay alive, and he's doing well at that. 1 HP. Of course, that's all you need. And now the nade will come in return. Naboom is gonna receive it.
Thinks it's being potentially pushed around the side, drops the smoke down. Buster wants to hold on to this as best as possible. He's gonna take some painkillers before engaging in the next fight.
It's gonna be tricky for him to get out of this position. You can see how he's sitting. He does have Edelweiss on the southern side holding his back, so no one else can really engage other than there aren't really anyone else nearby. But as we can see on our map stream, Edelweiss is kind of getting pushed upon by one of the PG-18 players. Nemorith is outside the compound and he has all of his teammates on the other side. Nixties goes down, and we said that we wanted to see 4AK do well here. Unfortunately, not the case. They tried to push west when they had the eastern side of the military base, but Desperados were there and they took them down.
Struggle base for them. No longer military base. 4AK.
Yeah.
Can't get it done again, but overall still a team that is doing well within this. As Wise, we talk about them. We talk about Se7en, and again, another kill comes their way, an easy one onto Nemeref, and no one from PG could even get close to trying to help him out there.
He was kind of the man in the middle that could have done a lot of damage potentially, but fortunate that Edelweiss spots him up. Maybe some audible cues from Krabik or one of the other guys saying, wait, there, I think there's one guy in our compound, and then he spotted him out there. Great job. But now Frank goes down, and because of it.
That's a good return fire, though. PG, can they push on this? Can they get something from it? Especially with Buster being elsewhere.
That's a feels bad for us. Been running so far, and then Phantom's like, nope, you ain't coming inside my circle, that's for sure.
Enough for Buster. He's been holding this position for a long time. He's lucky that no one else has been able to get him from the side, because obviously it's mainly his teammates down there, and they're dealing with PG at the moment.
One trick player can make here, and it's a small thing, but it's something that can be different between you getting a kill or not, is if you have his teammates shoot at the windows or just like constantly spray in the house, that'll do some sort of audible cue and disruptance. That meaning that if he had a nade at that point, the underhand throws it over, that could be him not hearing it being cooked. Ooh. So there's some smart plays you can make. It's easier when you're close because then you have the gun sound itself too. Pancake goes down. They are now full on fighting though, 3D Max. As we see Yannick snaking his way on forward.
Yeah, 3D Max getting involved. Hidrick hitting a shot. Knocking another player. Looking for the final one. It is Moonlight again. Yeah, the finish off come in.
Yes, the suppressed AK. Not something we see put to use too often. But of course, if he's a snake, then he's a snake. But Frank spots him out.
Good eyes on Frank. He manages to find himself another one there. And still, Buster is up there, hanging around with Winside, while the rest of his team deliver the pain to PG-18. They've only got 2 players up in it, and they may just back away from this. Phantom tries to come in. He's got Wago with him, and they're not going to be in a good spot at all. Easy for Tornado Energy to come in and get these easy franks for them.
We saw the circle shift over towards this exact spot, and this just means that for everyone else, there's not a whole lot to play for. If you don't have the compounds on the southwestern side of military, if you aren't inside military itself, it's a huge open area. There are some trees for cover, but that's going to be it, and all these teams are forced to fight for it now.
Otherwise, has actually found Art of War memo there as well. Winside finally do manage to deal away with Buster, and they'll go in instantly for the flush.
See Frank on this side, spots out Rip. Great place coming up from him. Tony there. Coming up to see if he can do some sort of retaliation. He's flanking around even further to get into a better position, but it's hard for him to do anything. Seems like Se7en has this one on lockdown. So
much damage coming in. Tony's trying to hold strong. More comes his way, but the Natal's also chiming in. Damage being done from all the side here to Se7en. This is where they have to be careful, but it's not careful enough. Se7en go down in 13th. The nade ends up landing. And Art of War, despite all that damage being done towards them and the pressure applied, they hold strong.
Nail up and D's from the side, the thorn in the heel, and there was nothing that Se7en could do. They seem to have pretty much, if not full control, it's something close to it over what Art of War was doing. But they were not anticipating that push in from the side. But that's just how it is when you're out here in the open. Third party's the name of the game.
Tarlans still in it. Only Hidrick on 3D Max left for them to deal with. They killed one of them. The other two tried to send themselves in and ran straight into Tornado. It was fake. Hitting a few shots there. But won't find himself a knock just yet. Desperado's already up at 5 kills. And they've been able to hold on to this position for a long time. First dealing with 4 AK and now coming on to Swarm. But Stella are close by as well. So a lot of this area is still up for grabs. As the new circle gives us an interesting start ending. Hidden between the walls, we've got Tornado, Winside, Tarlans, 3D Max, Desperado, Swarm, and Stella. But then all the way down south, you've got Moonwolf, Elgig, PG, Art of War.
Elgiganten are going 4 guys from 1 vehicle now, sending it in. They're taking fire from multiple angles, and that's going to be Moonwolf dealing damage their way. You can see, you got to blow that vehicle up, guys. You got to blow it up, Savage. Take it out, explode it. You don't want to let them do it to you, and that's going to be you down and out immediately.
Always a scary thought when you see that go down, as Vac will find himself being eliminated here by Swarm. Desperados are going to instantly come back into it though, and Elgig will return some fire onto PG, causing Nail Up to go down, which means Deez is all alone on his own now.
Spotted him out on the backside, and now Moonwolf are pushing up towards them too. In here, Swarm and Desperados trying to figure who is going to be the victor of military base. They do have many more teams to deal with, but they need to deal with each other before anything else can be done. Golden Mensa caught jumping around, and multiple other people caught in the open there as well. But I guess the Fence took some of the bullets there because it seems like they were pretty much on point, but not a lot of them did damage.
You have to hit those shots, Tok, and if you can't, then a team like Desperados, they will make you pay for it. As Voraz goes down, and they will straight away find Swarm after that.
Immediately taking down Savage, and Deeks taken out by Nades as well, and that is going to be them eliminated. Hoekstra and Nils still down behind, but they just gave Moonwolf that position. You cannot stay this close to one another, especially in the meta that we have right now. Nils gets taken down. He tried to get the finish off, does manage to get it in as well. Now Hoekstra, as a contrary, he's normally the one, well, yesterday at least was the one that got taken down a couple of times by himself. Today, now, he's all by himself.
Edikos looking for him, and Elgig go out in 10th place. It's not going to work out well for him this time. Moonwolf rack up 5 kills for this one so far. Desperados and Tornadoes certainly seem to be the heavy damage dealers in this, and Tornado have got the edge of the wall to play from, and Desperados are soon going to be pushing into him. There's Hidrick, the only player left alive for 3D Max. He's looking for some extra kills. He's doing a lot of damage, but Moonlight comes around the corner and eliminates him.
Tarlans stepping up once again. It's a hard angle to peek around the corner of the watchtower like that, but he got him taken down and out. Now, they're not in a guaranteed position whatsoever. They still have Winside to deal with inside the field here. We got multiple other teams squaring off against one another, 2 of them being Tornado Energy and Desperado. Who gets the plane and who doesn't? Got to be creative with your positioning here, that's for sure.
Combo, if he could have landed that shot, then that would have been huge to potentially kick things off between them and Desperados. It's all going to depend on where this circle goes, and we do still see splits between the wall.
That is a Western shift if I've seen one. Winside sitting in it, and they have got the Magnus on top of them today. Winside already have a win today, and look at the Desperado full push forward. Compound spots out. One has the headshot on towards Calvin, and that's going to be him eliminated too. Just one more player alive, and they're doing all the damage they needed here. Desperado's taken out in 8th place, but damage is coming in from the side too.
Desperado, they tried and they felt confident to rush across, but Tornado, they swept them. They did all the damage as Tarlans will go down in 7th, but still made it to top 8 again, Toby. Every single game.
They've been in there today, got plenty of points off of the games, and that's a good way to get things going. Somewhat slumber start, they had to find their footing within the lobby, and seems like at least today they got things going their direction. Winside, though, coming off of a good win up north, they're sitting as the only team currently inside the circle, but of course there's still many more teams to be killed before we can crown our victor in the day.
Tarlans, 2 7s, a 4th and a 3rd place for them. Huge step forward on day 3. PG18 go out next, and Art of War, they're still getting it done.
Tony Sosa has something to say to you here. He got 5 kills on his own already this game, and sure, he wants to get his BM rights back in this game.
I'm glad he's listening. It's about time.
Moleman throwing some smokes here and there, trying to gain himself some sort of cover. That's actually a nade.
Nope, nope, nope. Lots of damage being done, Moleman in a struggle city. Stella go out in 5th. They'll be fine.
Tornado Energy will be pushing a bit further forward along the fence. They don't have a whole lot more to play from. You can see they're trying to get those vehicles in for cover. They know that they have Winside down on the other side. And right now, all they want to care about is making sure that these teams that are further down south of them are not getting within nade distance. Because once you have that back wall down there, that's just a magnet for nades coming your way.
This is wild here as Moonwolf gonna try and hold on.
Tony again keeps getting knocks all over the place here.
He really does want to be M. I appreciate it. He's trying. He's got to earn his stripes. That's exactly what he's looking to do. He's an old school player for the PUBG side of things. Tony's been around forever.
Yep.
And now he's showing why he should be there.
Yep. Now he's pushing up. All aggressive. Has the team there to help him. Does he spot him out? Does he? We know the smokes can be quite tricky. Does spot him up, but he's not going to shoot yet.
The patience. I love it. The trigger finger. He's waiting for it, but is it going to cost him some kills? Edokos goes down. It's only Oko left to find. Tony Sosa is close up to the person. No! But it doesn't work out for him. Tony!
He's dead.
Oh, my!
What a trigger discipline. Such an experienced player, but that aggression came to take them both out. Ben can just sit back and say, guys, how are you expecting me to do this all by myself now?
I fully respect it, but I feel so bad for him at the end there. Like, that was like, oh, I'm going to be able to pick him up, and then, nope, I'm out in the open too much, there's no smoke for me.
Yeah, all the circles have been Winside so far, and now with Tornado Energy making that push on towards the plane side of things. as many western shifts as we've had. This time it goes east, and now Winside are looking to be in a grim position.
Art of War here. Ben is still up.
I mean,
and he's thinking, this is far to go.
Yeah, somehow, some way, he has to figure out how he can force these two teams to fight against one another without ever noticing him.
Oh, no, he's taking shots.
And that's not happening.
Example's going to find him, no problem at all. But a third place is good as it can get for him, and 6 kills that Tony did all by himself. I say that his team would obviously done damage and helped him out, but he was the one who picked up the 6 kills as Donator out in the open on the road. He's just going for it. I respect the confidence as the car rolls up on the rock. Moon potentially goes down, and that's exactly what happens. Tornado up at 10 kills now, looking to try and make it 13 by finishing off all these final players. The Boom on his own, they're just sending it in the road, and TE, they can do so much here. It's a pure spray down. The nades go in. 13 kill win for Tornado Energy.
We've seen it happen with the Se7en earlier. Now we see Tornado Energy do it. Maybe it's the CIS base. Maybe that's the thing. Military side is belonging to the guys in East.
It makes a lot of sense in that sense.
It really